You just tuned in to Up for Discussion. right, here we are. If you wouldn't mind, Lathan, just check and make sure that all of our audio is live. If you guys get a chance, connect with us on chat. That's funny.
I can check on YouTube, though.
Well, just check and make sure our audio. Yeah. Last time it was kind of jacked. So if you wouldn't mind, if you're watching this evening, let us know in the chat and let us know. Sounds like it's right.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Check yours a little bit on there.
Check 1, 2. We're happy to see you, and we're up and going, and let's see what this says.
Last time it was kind of jacked. So
it's the space-time continuum.
Yeah, something like that. And let us know. Hey, Jay. Sounds like it's right. Sounds good. All right. All right. We got Lathan good. We've got me good. If for some reason something sounds like it's coming through weird, please let us know. We have been off for the last few weeks, and we are glad to be back. Glad to be checking in. So,
see what's up.
That's right.
So, I have totally sat down here, and I have no idea what you have on the agenda.
I told them this evening we were kind of going wild, going with. Well, we're going free. We don't have a set standard or a set place to go. And then I came in here and kind of decided I've got an idea.
All right.
So
that's the way I like it.
This evening, what we're going to be discussing is we're going to be talking about the things that are up and coming. So up and coming here at the shop, and also up and coming in regards to the archery industry. There's several dates that companies are beginning to set, and definitely starting to get some buzz around some products that are coming out. So
things that make you go,
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about this evening a little bit. This evening, this podcast up for discussion. This is episode 35. Episode 35 is sponsored by Ultra Products here in Fairfield, Illinois. They take care of all the funds that are needed for this to happen. And because of that, they are our sponsor. It just so happens that Ultra Products is tightly wound with this because UP stands for Ultra Products, up for discussion. And some of you may not have gathered that, but that's what it is. And me and Lathan, or Lathan and I,
there you go,
are
right.
owners of owners of Ultra Products. And we also got another owner,
the illustrious, Brent Legg, the bearded beauty.
Yeah.
What, you got a beard too?
I'm not the beauty though. So this evening we're going to be talking about things that are up and coming here at the shop. One thing that we are excited about in the next week, we've got a bow shoot that's coming up, and we're pretty pumped up about that. Do you want to talk any about the bow shoot?
Tell all your friends. You can give details, but as far as what it's going to cost, and maybe you may have some prize ideas. I've been in the shop working most of the day, so we really haven't discussed a lot today. And then we had a lot of stuff right there to end the work on. But 20 targets. Is that correct?
20 targets.
20 targets, 3D targets. Mostly you'll be shooting like wooded targets that are in the woods. There may be a target or two that's what we would call an out in the open type field shot.
Yep.
You're going to have pigs, wild boars, javelinas, impalas, bears. I think there's a Gemsbok out there.
Yeah, something
or blessed like buck, a blessed buck,
yeah.
A blessed buck, which is an African plains game. What else? Panther or a cheetah?
I think there's both. There's a cheetah and a panther.
Yes. Black panther and a cheetah or a leopard, maybe.
So
Might be
a little bit of everything.
So yeah, you're not just and of course whitetail targets as well. So you're going to have a diversity of things to shoot. It's not like you're just walking a course shooting the same whitetail target all the time.
Yeah.
So you're going to have some different looks, some different distances.
We're going off of ASA rules for the men's hunter class. What that is stabilizers that are 12 inches and shorter. You can have a back bar you can only have one back bar. You cannot have a lens in your sight. You can have clarifiers and verifiers, but you cannot have a lens. It's basically a hunting setup. That's what it is going to be.
Be able to use an adjustable sight.
I believe adjustable sights.
About have to nowadays, I think. I don't know what ASA's official rules on that are, but
yeah, adjustable sights are allowed.
I mean, almost all your hunters are running adjustable sights.
So that is something that we're pretty excited about.
Are we going to score it ASA?
It's scored ASA. Yep. So there will be ASA cards, and as of last week, we are officially an ASA club. If you want to join the club, come on up. So
I don't know. I guess on shoot days, there's going to be people that are not familiar with that scoring system. I guess we'll have to cover that.
Yes. And that will be Josh Eblin's deal. So Gavin asked if rangefinders are allowed. Rangefinders are allowed, but the range will also be known. So there will be a flag. But what I would tell you is you better check, because you may have set your bow based on your rangefinder, and maybe your rangefinder is slightly different than what ours is. Right. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to bring your rangefinder and check.
And I think the ASA, when you go there and shoot, they'll tell you those targets are within something like 3%.
Yes, 3%. So if they tell you it's 40, whatever 3% plus or minus, that target could be there. Yeah, and on the the elite known shoot, you could use your rangefinder. Sometimes it was half a yardage off or, slightly different.
So definitely if you have set your bow to your rangefinder, that would be wisdom to have it with you.
Sure. Do we want to talk about prizes?
If you got it hashed out, I wouldn't forthright all the stuff.
Okay.
Maybe a teaser of some kind for the people.
So
I would go through $25 to shoot.
It's $25 to shoot.
Is that for
if you're under kids? If you're under the age of 13, it's $20 to shoot. And the payouts aren't. Yeah, I won't get too deep into that, but we'll announce it tomorrow. How about that? We will announce it tomorrow at 2:00. Tomorrow at 2:00, we'll announce what the payouts are and what some of the prizes are.
Percentage of, is that what you're meaning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also going to be some smoked meats for
various smoked and spiced meats
for guys that want to eat that day. And while we're here, you can get lunch here as well. So there's a lot of things that still preparation that needs to happen, but we will have that taken care of when you guys get here. It'll be a good time for everyone involved.
And that's a week from this Saturday.
A week from this Saturday.
Yeah. So you got a week and a few days to get everything tuned and honed.
That is correct.
And come down here and try to show everybody what you're made of.
Show everybody who's the boss
at the Ultra Products shootout before season kicks off.
Tony Danza, who's the boss?
Who's the boss?
All right.
So tomorrow at 2:00, you're going to
at 2:00, we will announce what the prizes are. You can find that on the Ultra Products page. It won't be here on Up for Discussion, but it will be on the Ultra Products page. So if you guys get a chance, tune in tomorrow at 2:00, and man, it's going to be good. So I think there's guys that probably are thinking, well, it won't be too much, but no, it's going to be good. We do things big around here.
Yeah. So show up in a big way.
Go big or go home.
Bring all your buddies. It'll be a good time.
Next Saturday, we're going to go big, and then we're going to go home. So, yeah.
What's what'd you say the start time was Saturday?
The start time, if guys are here, if you want to get in here and get started early, we won't turn you down, but 8 a.m. is when we're set to start putting people on the range. If we've got, if you're here at 7:40 and you've got 4 guys or, a kid and a wife and a husband and, a buddy, well, we'll put you out on the range. So
are we letting buddies shoot together?
So here's what the goal is. The goal is to try and put one person that is not part of your group in every group. So if 2 buddies show up, well, we'd like those 2 buddies, if possible, to shoot with 2 people that maybe they've never met before.
Yeah.
That way everything stays honest and true. And there's ways that we're working to make sure that that is the case as well. There will be 2 people at all the time scoring. In ASA rules, it needs to be touching the line in order for you to get the points. So if you're shooting a low 12, and you can call where, what 12 you're wanting. So if you step up and you're like, well, I want the high 12. Well, you call the high 12 and you shoot for the high 12. If you are not cutting that line, you do not get the 12. And hopefully you cut it on the right side and you get the 10. So
if you call the high 12 and get the low 12, that's a 10.
Yep, that's a 10.
Yeah. So we'll there'll be more explaining, I'm sure, as things unfold.
Absolutely.
To people that have those questions.
Josh Eblin is the master of the course. So when you get here, Josh will make sure that you are taken care of as far as all the rules and regs. And he will sign you a target to start at, and we'll get you rolling. So,
yeah, I want everybody to use their head, be safe.
Yep.
It's a good time, as long as nobody acts silly. And all those things will be covered more when you show up, as far as not shooting a target when there's a lane next to you down there pulling arrows.
Yeah.
Using our head, but we'll go over those as well. And that's all the important stuff. Now, can we talk about something fun?
Yeah.
And that's fun, but the rules are never as fun to talk about.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about that's fun?
I don't know. You said you had
well, some other things that are up and coming here at the shop. Last year we did a big buck contest, or what we did is for the month of November, we had you guys send in pictures of your bucks. And we're going to do that again this year, but we are also going to do it in the month of October as well. So how we'll do it is we will do the month of October is one each week in November, because there's literally so many bucks that get sent in the month of November.
So you're saying 4 contests basically broke into 4s in the month of November.
Yep, that's right.
So the month of October be 1, November would be a 4 chance.
Yep.
And then are you going to take it any deeper?
I don't know. What do you think?
That's up for discussion. There's a lot of hunting left through December.
There is.
I mean, your rut's winding down. You have some way late post stuff, but gosh, us. We generally put a tag on one somewhere in December or early January.
And we like to give stuff away if we can. So
I'd say we'll just leave it out there. We'll see how October, November go. And then, if
I've got to contact some businesses to see who wants to be included this year. Last year, Black Eagle, Conquest, Darton was a part of it. Lip Curl was a part of it. And we had Adam was a part of it with the
taxidermy.
Yep.
Miller Creek taxidermy.
Mounts. So shout out to him as well. So we had several last year that contributed to it and made it a really great contest.
And it wasn't necessarily the biggest buck.
It wasn't, and I honestly liked it that way.
Yeah. So we call it a big buck contest, but it's
an absolute random drawing for those who enter.
Yeah. So you enter, you're in the random drawing. And then last year we also had, we really pushed people to take the best picture they could.
Yep. And we had some that were
outstanding,
really good.
Take the most high quality. I'm not telling you to necessarily go get a professional photographer or camera, but I'm not telling you not to.
Yeah.
And the reason being, at the end of the whole thing, we picked what we felt was the best picture.
Yep.
And you guys would be known as professional photographers, so you know what a quality picture looks like.
Yep.
And it's not to knock somebody if you're like, I just want to snap a picture and send it in, snap it and send it in.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We currently, with every iPhone, have the ability to take a photo that is pretty impressive.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So,
and put that thing in portrait mode and get some good angles and send them to us.
Yeah. And if you shoot him at night, and you have the ability not to break him down and get a good daylight picture the next morning.
Yeah.
Those always seem to,
have
a little more contrast and depth to them because you're not standing in flashlights or something like that. So, and the reason being, if you'll notice when you pull in here at the shop, we have great big canvas pictures.
And one of them is of the Rick James buck.
Yeah. So he won the best picture last year, and we have it displayed out here. And this year he's going to get to come back.
Yep.
And we'll take that one down and give that to him.
Yep.
And that's pretty neat if you've got a man cave or a barn or something, because not everybody has. How big are they? They're like 8 by 12s or 8.
They're 8
by 10s.
They might be 8 by 12s. They're huge, man.
But
so
something like an 8 or 6 by 10 or 8 by 12 picture,
Nothing says I'm the man like a giant picture of yourself with a big buck
with your deer.
So Seth Healy at the end of the contest this year will get to take home his banner, and we will replace that with, who knows, it may be Seth Healy again, but let me tell you this, it's all subject to who has the best picture. So,
and we did that with all the guys in the shop here, just sat down and looked at them. We all agreed this picture, they took a great picture.
We had some, I'll tell you what, this year we might do some runner-ups because there were some that were pretty impressive.
Yeah. So do your best to take a great picture. If you're like, I just want to snap a picture and get in a contest, do that as well. Don't not send it because you don't feel like you have the best picture.
That's right.
Because it still gets you in the drawings.
We've also talked possibly of doing some sort of video contest this year, to where if you video your hunt and send it in, we potentially might do a contest where we have you come on the podcast. We will edit your hunt, put that all together on here, and talk about how it worked out for you.
Air it.
Yeah, that's right. Give you a little airtime.
Yeah.
So
that would be awesome. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That makes me want to try to video my hunt. See if I could win.
I'm calling you a winner already.
All right. Thank you.
You're sitting next to me.
That's right.
So all those things are things that we're excited about. What else is up and coming here in the shop? I can tell you this.
Deer season's up and coming.
Deer season is up and coming. How many days out are we now?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Lathan. You ought to know that.
Well, it is September 19th today, so we've got a week and about 4 days.
A week and 4 days. So that would be 11 days. I think that's right. Is that correct?
I don't know.
So
we're a little over a week. Let's just leave it at that. We're
a little over a week, and some blood will be flowing here in the southern of the Illinois.
Back straps and big racks.
That's right.
That's what we're looking forward to. But
so
that being said, things are happening here in the shop. Lots of stuff going on. That's why probably the podcast didn't really know what it was doing this evening until a little bit ago, because we've been busy.
Oh, we've been swamped
between ordering stuff and working on stuff in the shop, and everybody has to know, we had to send a guy home just a while ago. He's trying to get his bow done, and just time runs away. So
yeah,
he's going to come back and get it. So just know, when you bring your stuff in, we do our best to get it to you like now.
And
you can hang around in the shop for 30 or 40 minutes and we can jump on it. And sometimes, if it's not too extensive, we can be pretty quick at times, get it done and get you out.
Yeah.
But you have to know, at this time of the year, when things come in, things need worked on, there's a good chance you're going to have to leave it with us.
Yep. We set up our first Matthews Safari bow today.
That was it was a treat for me. Yeah. A guy bought a Matthews Safari with 85-pound limbs on it. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. I like tackling and getting on to something, and come to find out it was pulling 89 pounds. So
yeah, it was a heavy 85.
Heavy 85, 89 pounds. And when he pulled it, his eyes got big, and you could tell it made him happy. So shooting a 750 grain arrow, 270 feet a second.
That's awesome.
That's a dangerous game setup if you ever heard of one, for sure.
Well, that's what you could kill with it. A whale.
Well, I just killed a whale. Now you're in big trouble because you killed a whale. No, but yeah, it would do that. It was awesome. So if
got to pass through on a whale.
Yeah. If it's an archery, if it's a bow, if it's in the archery world, we love to work on it. So
yeah,
bring it by if it needs help, but know that you may have to leave it. I would challenge people that if they're coming from a long ways off, because I try to make a habit of, when somebody comes in, they're like, well, I'd like to, I'd like to get a new D-loop, new this, that, and maybe put some of this stuff on it. And I always ask them, because if I don't know you, if you drove from an hour, where I'm gonna jump on it and see if I can get it, so you don't have to come back.
Sure.
But if you're coming from an hour or more away, we love it that you come. Maybe call us, say, hey, I'm coming from an hour. Is there any way this would get done today? That way you're prepared.
For sure.
And it may give us some time to be like, all right, we can have the stuff ready potentially, or we can tell you we got to order something. Strings are getting out there, aren't they?
Yeah. So right now, one of the companies that we work with that honestly provides with a fantastic product, and that's Threads. Threads is located down around Paducah, Kentucky, which doesn't seem very far away, because it's not. And
2 hours.
Yeah. And we work with that company because their turnaround times are superb in the industry. But I can tell you, this year they have been covered up. And right now they're running 10 business days. Last year, I think the most they ran was around 8. Right now they're running 10 business days plus your shipping, which is about 12 to 13 days by the time you get it. And that means at this point, if you don't have a new string, well, hopefully your string's in decent shape.
Yeah. Which, I mean, there's a lot of guys that don't get real serious till Halloween. So if that's you,
yeah.
And potentially we can do this. If you bring your bow in, order new strings, you can leave with your bow.
Yeah, for sure.
You could even hunt with it, bring it in.
We'll order the string, and when it comes in,
we'll call you and get them things swapped out and get you put back together in about an hour or so, and tuned back up, and you're back in the woods.
That's right.
So if you have any question about your string, get in here and get it ordered ASAP, because if season's 11 days out and you're about 13 days with shipping.
Yeah. And I can tell you this, don't let that scare you away from going ahead and getting your string changed. Because here's the deal. If you bring it in and you're like, man, if I change my string, am I going to, is my sight going to be way off, or, am I going to have major issues? I would say you might have some adjustment to make, but it'll be small enough that we can get you rolling that day. You can be ready to go out and kill that day. So,
for sure.
And we want to make sure to convey that, because guys might be terrified about the fact that, well, I need a new string, but I'm not willing to do it because, I'm shooting good right now.
And don't want to miss a whole week of season or something like that. But we can probably shake around that where you won't have to do that. And
we'll get you fixed up.
It's far quicker to put strings on them than when they blow up.
When they come apart
and crash and cave a cam in or something like that.
Yeah. And if you've been setting on your strings for a while, there's a good chance, we've talked about this a lot, that you're not in spec or that you're out of time. We've done several bows this week where we've made sure that things are in time for people that they were not in time. So we want to make sure that we get you guys fixed up on that as well.
Yep. Shoot the best you can shoot.
Absolutely. Another thing that I would say up and coming, we're getting a lot of product in here that is new product. One thing that should be in any day now is we've got Numa clothing line coming in. We wore it out to Colorado. They provided us with several clothes to try out and a field test, and we will do an entire podcast dedicated to Numa. But I can tell you this, Numa has got some really nice clothes.
Nice clothes. They was good stuff. And if anybody has been in the blowdown timber of the Rocky Mountains,
that's a rough place.
Josh and Adam could tell you, they were with us. Dave Rutger was out there with us. They can tell you that it is
Dave Rutger, that's a tough fella.
He did well, but
tough dude.
They could all attest to the fact that the blowdown timber is hard on stuff.
Yeah.
Hard on stuff. So coming out of there with clothing that is still together, don't have busted seams, don't have holes ripped in it and things like that. I mean, we can tell you what, 10 or 11 days out there, and at least at one point in every day, you had to, as Josh probably would say, swim through the blowdown timber. I mean,
I can tell you this personally. I put those clothes through the ringer because from day 1 until day 10, I wore the same pair of clothes every single day. And
I may have switched it up a little bit. But
I did not. And part of the reason why I didn't is because I want to be able to truly be able to say, hey, I wore these and wore them hard.
Yeah.
And I wanted to test. So they've got this polygene technology where scent is supposed to basically be absorbed or killed with this polygene technology.
Kind of like an antibacterial.
Yeah. And I wanted to test that. After 10 days, polygene doesn't work that great. But I can tell you for probably 8 days, polygene is pretty good. So it eventually starts.
Everybody has their limit, right?
That's right.
There's only so much bacteria polygene can kill, but the clothes were outstanding.
Yep.
We had merino wool base layers, that stuff. There was one day I wore it all day under my hunting pants, and I was never uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it kept you warm.
Yeah.
When it was cold.
Warm, and almost like it has a drying, cooling effect.
Yeah.
When you start getting hot, when the temperatures rise. So, and if nobody's been out there, elk hunting's unique in the fact that you can start out the morning at 30.
Yeah.
And then by 11:30, you're looking at 70 to 75 degrees.
Yeah.
And you're not just sitting in a deer stand, you're on the move. So clothing that can be on the move, I never felt uncomfortably wet.
No, not at all.
And I would say that the years prior, there's been times I'm like, my back is swampy,
Yeah.
because you got a backpack on and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I didn't notice that I'm sweating, but I never felt uncomfortably swampy feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that other than that. So while I'm bragging on their clothes up until this point.
Yeah. So all that being said, we have a large shipment of Numa clothes that are coming in. We want to make sure that there are things in this shop, things that we can say with confidence, we believe in those products. We've used those products, we like those products, and we feel at this point that Numa has earned a little bit of a nod. So we're bringing them into the shop, and I think you guys will really enjoy the products.
And we'll showcase them in the days ahead on this podcast.
Absolutely.
So you'll get to actually put some eyes on them. And then if you want to actually put hands and eyes on them, they should be here anytime.
Yep, very much so. They went out today. So I would say first of next week, we should have a large shipment of Numa clothes that we're swimming through. So, and they gave us, a good range, good early season stuff all the way into late season cold
weather. So I'm interested. We haven't got our hands on their real cold weather stuff.
Yeah, so it looks awesome.
It looks cool. Well,
We've got some bibs coming.
They did give us like a medium cool weather jacket for out there, and it was delightful.
It was, man.
It was delightful. I wore it in the mornings, for the first 500, 600, 700 yards of the hike. There's just something about getting out of a tent in the morning when it's 30 degrees. It's like your body says, no, because you've slept in it, but I would put that on and I was so warm. And then until I got to the, Adam says the puffy jacket. We called it the puffy jacket. I don't know what it's actually called, but it was, I found myself, it was very comfortable to wear even when I was hiking.
Yes, it was.
And obviously after I put 700 or 800 yards on and we're moving fast, I'm like ready to take it off, but it comes with its own bag.
Yeah.
And it compresses down to what? Maybe 6 inches around and about 10 inches long.
Yeah. So you can pack it easy.
Yeah. Man, I just roll that baby and stick it in my pack and it didn't seem to take up any space. So
yeah. So we don't want to give too much, but
it's a puffy jacket.
So basically, that's another thing I wanted to talk about is the up and coming. We've been 3 weeks out here on the podcast. 3 weeks that we took off because of elk season and preparation. And but we're back, baby. We're back. And because of that, we've got some shows that are coming up that I'm pretty excited about. One of them is the Numa episode where we will break down not only how we use the product, but all the things that are in the shop that you guys can come and partake of. We have an episode coming up next week that we're pretty excited about. We've got Grant coming in from Lip Curl. Grant and his wife will be coming in, and that'll be an interesting one. They're going to talk about the importance of deer urine and how that applies to your hunt. They're going to be talking about ropes and scrapes and the best way to
which has really caught on.
It really has.
It's really caught
I think
on.
in the last week we've sold, in the last week and a half we've sold probably 25 scrape kits.
Rope scrape
kits,
yeah.
And those are rolling out quick. So if you want a rope scrape kit, we've got them here. We've got those with all the Lip Curl scent beads as well as stick form. So come on in and check those out. And so Grant will be here next week, and it'll be an interesting one. So, yeah.
He can give us insight into the operation.
Yeah. And it'll be good because he's got an operation down in Marion where they've got a lot of deer, and the process that goes into making sure that it's a premium product. I know that some of you have used products in the past that you weren't happy with or just didn't see the results. I can tell you we've used the lip curl stuff. It is top notch. And I know that Grant's system and processes for making sure that that urine is clean is a good process. I mean, all that stuff, you got to use stainless steel to make sure bacteria doesn't grow, and the pans and the trays. And so it'll be good to have him on here to talk about the importance of that and talk about how basically to best utilize his product in order to see that in your upcoming season.
It'd be neat to hear from that side of it.
Yeah.
Because you come in and you just look at a container with stuff in it, so you get to hear how that stuff got there.
Absolutely.
The process, like you said, to keep it clean, because as soon as it gets bacteria in it, it goes bad. People, so you're trying to keep it clean and preserved. So when you guys come and buy it and take it to the field, it's
a premium product.
Premium, trying to convince that deer that deer is still here, So,
absolutely.
And if it's spoiled, they know better than that.
Yep. Another one that I'm excited about, we had Brian Bennett in the shop today, and I talked to Brian about him and Judy coming on.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's new to me.
Yeah. So
Brian, I seen him there, and I was busy working, and I love those people. Didn't get to talk to him.
So Brian and Judy are going to come on and do a podcast with us, talking about all the exploits that they've had over the years. They have been to Florida for hog and alligator hunts.
Yeah, he's told me about some of these gator adventures.
And they have done that for, I think he said 23 years straight.
A lot of years now. Yeah. Brian is a pastor.
Yep.
And he gave me, I think he was one of the first persons that had me ever preach for him, like a week-long revival type meeting.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful time, and it was good for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably thought, bless his heart at times, but I'll never forget that. That's part of why there's probably a little extra special to me.
Yeah. So Brian's going to be coming in, him and Judy, and talking about all the things that they've experienced. I mean, it was story after story while he was in here today. And I was like,
Judy killed a giant elk.
Oh yeah, she's killed a 383.
Yeah. Come on. So anyhow, it'd be neat to hear all that. That's exciting. Up and coming.
Yeah. I like anybody that makes us look like sissies.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny.
I like you. You make me look bad.
No. So that is some of the things here in the shop and through the podcast that are up and coming. Now, do we want to talk about the industry?
That's up and coming in the industry? Yeah. Gosh.
Oh, wait. I've got a few more things that I want to talk about that are coming into the shop. Some things that we've been working on. I've also got Grizzly coolers will be coming into the shop any day now. Kind of excited about that. We're all the time trying to expand to the point to where we're providing you guys with things that, I don't know if you're like me, but if I can keep from going to Walmart, I would prefer to keep from going to Walmart.
Yeah, the world would be a better place if more people didn't go there.
If there were more mom and pop places and places that,
Who's mom and pop here? Are you?
I
really want to be pop.
No. Pop and pop.
Pop and pop shops.
So we really want to cultivate an atmosphere of community. We want to make sure that guys are taken care of, and that when they leave here, they leave feeling like they're friends of ours.
That's for sure.
And that's our goal. Our goal is not just to be a shop that you come in and you feel like you leave put off. We sure don't want to be that. And I know that there's days when we get to working and we get, like, oh, I wish things were going the way I want to, but we try really hard to make sure that doesn't carry over into the way we treat people. because, hey, we've been in shops before where it was like, you just didn't feel a connection with the shop.
Yeah, and I want to encourage people that I never want it, and I never want it, and I've said this before, so I'm just reiterating because some people may have not heard it, but I just don't want people to come in and not almost feel dumb when they leave.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I I, I know that when I was a youngster and I had just entered in, probably my 7th or 8th grade year, I went in a bow shop and I almost came out in tears.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. I'm like in 7th grade, and when I went in there, I know, at the time I'd worked on my own stuff, and I'm sure it wasn't right. No
Well, I
doubt
mean,
it probably wasn't right, and I probably wasn't shooting the right arrow.
let's be honest. For the first 15 years that we hunted, we used serving. We used our dental floss for serving for everything.
A lot of things with dental floss.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be up in the tree sucking on our serving because we help our
minty green, winter green. But anyhow, I went in a bow shop. My mom dropped me off, and my parents weren't. My dad gun hunted and loved to hunt. Loves to hunt, still loves to coon hunt and different things like that. But I so wanted to bow hunt, and I'm a couple years in now, and I'm thinking I want to upgrade to better arrows or something. So they dropped me off. Mom's like, just go in. She just let me have it. She's like, I got to run uptown because the guy's like, well, it'll take us an hour. So they just left me at the bow shop.
Yeah,
and it was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
I left there almost in tears because he told me how jacked up my stuff was, and that, almost talked to me in the sense of, you'd be better off just to throw this thing down and not even take this to the woods. This is a piece of junk. And I'm like, and I took a kid years later. So this is why I'm pretty passionate about this. I took a kid years later that had got him a bow, a little youth bow, and it had an issue. And this has probably been 10 years ago. And I knew it had an issue because I'm a lot smarter now. And I had learned knowledge about the archery. And it was something that I personally couldn't fix.
Yeah.
I took it to the shop or a shop. And the person basically looked at him and told him he had a piece of junk and it wasn't worth their time. And he cried.
Yeah.
He was about a 9-year-old kid, 10-year-old maybe at the time. And he sat in my truck and cried. And I said, here's the deal. We will figure something out.
Yeah.
I left that shop. So I say that I don't want people, because come in here, you maybe you don't know, just relax and know that we're going to do our best to get on your level and help you.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. I just don't want a kid leaving here or a person.
Sure.
It's intimidating when you go in a shop and a guy knows how to talk about GPI and front of center and timing and string twist. And, we know that lingo. And if we're not careful, we talk over your head, and we don't want that. Just know that when you come here, we want to make it as comfortable for you as we can.
Yep. Set down on the bench that Lathan hewn out from his own axe, and we will
handmade pine bench I made out there. But yeah,
Jay Wallace says we do a fine job of that. Jay, we appreciate that. That is really our goal. Our goal is to make sure that we take care of guys, and we do it in a way that makes them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So
want you happy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, to enjoy yourself out there. So
Paul Cantrell's watching. Paul is an up and comer. He is he's been in here shooting all sorts.
Yeah.
And we're excited for Paul too.
He's gonna go knock the lights out at Vegas.
That's right.
You're gonna win the Vegas shoot this year.
Paul says you got a very comfy bench, Lathan.
There you go. Sit down and watch. We've been watching Duck Dynasty in here the last few days. So you sit down and watch an episode of Duck Dynasty, get your bow
fixed. So that's some of the stuff that's coming. What else? I'm pretty excited about the coolers. We got coolers and tumblers through Grizzly that I think are going to be pretty sweet. We also have big mugs that are kind of along the lines of a Stanley that are coming in. So
those are all Grizzly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But my thought is we're trying to provide people a service also outside of the the archery,
Sure.
to where if you want to come in and buy your dad a Father's Day gift, hey, you can come in here and get him taken care of.
Because these grizzly coolers, I don't know which ones that are coming for
Oh,
sure,
they're
but
nice,
you're
dude.
talking some of those things are like 10-day coolers and
Yeah,
stuff, you
yeah,
know.
they're
I
real
mean,
nice. They're very along the lines of what a Yeti is. Sealed up. Hey, they're sealed up with spray foam. That's
that's
essentially
right.
what it is.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
good
So,
stuff.
so what else do we have coming into the shop? We've picked up PSE. Some of you guys might not know that, but we picked them up. And another thing that's up and coming is everybody is beginning to release their dates in regards to things that are coming out. So let's do a little looking
Which
here.
we know Matthews is always in November, right?
Yes.
I don't know if that's what you're talking about or things like that. So Matthews will be releasing new products on their bows come November something or other.
Yeah.
Last year it was the 14th, I think.
And I know that here shortly, Bowtech will be releasing theirs. I believe Bowtech releases theirs in October. They try and beat out some of the others. Darton, I believe, will be releasing theirs in either the end of September, 1st of October. So, I mean, we are days out from Darton releasing their new bows. And there's whispers in the industry that Darton has some things that are supposedly going to change the industry or change bows for the better, and that could be interesting.
Yeah, that's
So,
exciting. Anything like that's exciting.
yeah, they nobody tries to give too much. They want to keep it on the DL.
Sure.
That way, when things come out, that people are excited. But there's definitely talk of some interesting technology coming about in the bow industry. I'm intrigued to see what Matthews has got this year. I really
So
am.
Matthews last year pulled a big one with the way lighter aluminum riser. I guess be the lightest aluminum bow ever made,
Yep.
I would say. They changed their cam, went with a faster, little more aggressive cam, and came out with the 80-pound mod, right?
Yes.
Because it was
Yep.
not on the Phase 4. Of course, a lot of that technology they roll into their new bow with the bridge lock and all that stuff. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? You just have to wait and see. The lift has been quite the amazing bow. Little hustle bustle about the limb thing. I don't know how many we've sold now, but we have had not one
Not one come back.
I've watched. I have guys asking me questions about the limbs and the splinters and stuff, and I've had so I've done what I could do and a little dive into it. And there was one 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 shop had sold 90 lifts at the time, and I think they said 3 had come back. One shop had sold way up in the couple hundred lifts, and they had like 5 come back. So uh, I'd say that's within the realm of tolerance.
Absolutely.
Of course, Matthews released their statement, Mac McPherson, saying no, it was one batch.
Yeah,
And
that was awesome.
And I don't think that they've had any blow up. It's just a matter of some surface splinters on the limbs or something like that. So it's not like the bows are coming undone in people's hands. So anyhow, very minimal. We've not had any. So I think it's obviously was a batch run and probably got out there and and they've got it fixed. And there's nobody better. Not to discredit Bowtech or anybody, because I'm sure they're standing behind their stuff, but Matthews is known to stand behind their stuff.
Absolutely.
So whatever happens, they're going to make it right. And I think that's over.
Yeah, I think so
From
too.
what I've seen,
The
that's
fact
passed. I think it
that
may have been one of the first few runs of bows out, and it's over with. They
yeah,
caught it, and it's
and
over
the fact that they honored that their warranty to transfer no
to
matter
the next
who,
person.
yeah,
Yeah,
no
'cause
matter who
that's
owns that bow, that lift is going to have the warranty that carries on forever.
yeah. So
And,
if people don't know what that means, most of the time when you buy a bow, that warranty is good for you.
yeah,
And when that bow is sold to the next person, no longer is that lifetime or whatever warranty that
that's right.
is
It goes
transferred
away.
over. It goes away. They'll still stand behind some things. They always do. But for the lift, for this year's lift, they've said that warranty is going to stand when it transfers. Like, so you bought a lift this year and you're going to sell it to somebody.
Yeah.
To me, that makes that bow a little more valuable.
Oh, absolutely.
Because whoever buys it from you is also going to get the warranty on it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, 20 years from now,
yeah, potentially.
when,
If a limb fails
yeah,
15 or 20 years down the
Matthews is going to
road,
honor
they're
that
going to
lift.
say that they're going to honor that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've never heard of that before. So,
Well, and I can tell you this in regards to Matthews, that's one company that if somebody calls and says, "Hey, I've got an old switchback that my cam has been on,"
yeah,
I can call Matthews. Matthews sends me a switchback cam.
that is amazing.
It is absolutely incredible.
Because I think if you
So,
really dig in, most companies are about 5 years.
yeah,
So if you bought a such and such bow, you've had it for 7, 8 years, you love the bow, have no reason to get rid of it, but say a cam, you drop it and cave the cam in on it. Most of the time, after 5 years, that company's going to be like, yeah, we can't get that no more.
and there's a reason why Matthews can do that and others can't, and that's because they do nearly everything in house.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't
And
farm a lot out.
it's
so.
not farmed out to China. It's not farmed out to Mexico. It's
So they basically have those programs
yeah. They're
They can-
like, hey, this guy needs
and
them.
all that tooling. They
Yeah.
can punch it into their machine and they can spit you out a adrenaline cam
Yeah.
or idler wheel or whatever.
It's amazing.
It's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
So those are all things that we're pretty excited about this year. And we've got some other things that were in the works and talking about things that to me are just going to explode Ultra products. And when I say explode, I don't mean in the physical sense, but I mean really, really grow this business and things that, man, get me pumped up to talk about.
Yeah,
So
we have no vision but to grow.
absolutely.
So, we're interested in making it better all the time.
Without
bigger.
vision, the people perish.
Without vision, the people perish. That's
Without vision, the hunters perish.
Yeah.
So, because you're people.
That's for sure.
That's right.
Gotta always be looking ahead.
Yep.
How can I make this better? How can I make that better? And that's what we're about. So
Absolutely.
So getting better is up and coming.
Yeah.
Anything else? That's a lot of information. This has been a pretty informational podcast.
It has.
But it's good information to have. Good things.
And the reason why I brought up the archery industry, it will not be long that all these dates are going to be released and the products will be released. And as they do, we will be having updates. So we will come in here, we will do video live feed and talk to you about the bows as they are released. So the day we get the day that Matthews releases whatever they are releasing, we will bring it in here. We will tear it apart as far as what's changed in regards to it versus the previous years, and look at it and measure it out and talk about things that we see. And so we're excited about changing up things even in regards to our format on some of this. So yeah, we're going to do a whole lot more of that stuff as well. That way you guys stay in the loop in regards to product. So
right on.
Yeah.
Did everybody like the Up in the Tree?
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching and you enjoyed the Up in the Tree, you might comment on that as well. up in the tree, if you guys don't remember, was where me and Lathan talked about things that we were seeing in regards to patterning bucks and where the progression of the rut was.
So last year we started that more post rut. It'd be neat maybe to get that rolling sooner this year.
Yeah, I think so.
That way, it's good to hear what's going on. Basically, we would say what we said, give people the opportunity to comment. Had a stellar day, $4 chasing, whatever went on that day, and that kind of gives guys, because guys are floating. Some people are floating with vacation, and then if they start hearing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 comments saying, I've seen bucks chase does all day today.
Yeah, it might be time to tell your boss, I'm out of here, Jack.
You may advance. I'm just saying, everybody be aware, because if you talk to anybody about their garden, about all things going on in our area this year, everything's been early.
Yeah.
Does that mean rut will be early this year? I don't know that for sure. But if we get an up in the tree report going as soon as we can into this whitetail season, maybe we can catch that and it don't catch people off guard.
For sure. So I would say that'll be also something that will be
means I'm gonna have to put Facebook back on my phone.
It
right?
does. Well, you could do it through Restream.
You may have to train me.
Oh, I'll train you.
Train me in
Teach
the ways.
you in the ways of the master.
Teach me, Obi-Wan.
Adam says he likes Down on the Ground, the stalking series.
Up in the tree or down on the ground.
Oh,
hey, I'm a stalker, and not in the bad way. That's one of my favorite ways to hunt, would be on the ground with them. But
yeah,
that don't mean I do that all the time, because sometimes it makes perfectly good sense to be in a tree. But we know what you mean, Adam. We feel you.
Yeah. Before it's all said and done, I'm going to buy some sort of saddle system for you to go out and to wear and to talk about how it works for you.
I think I could get into. I had to eat crow last year at the ATA show.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to love the saddle, because I'm monkey anyway. I'm hanging from a tree somewhere half the time anyway. But I in my mind, I just couldn't see some of it working for certain shots. And I was like, I would rather stand on a platform and be able to make this shot. But I had good intentions. We went to the ATA show in St. Louis, right, last year.
Yes.
So we were in St. Louis at the ATA show, and I got in every saddle I could. And when they begin to show me, there's probably more availability to shoot shots that you can't shoot out of a platform. So I was surprised. I said, I got to eat crow on that one, because I didn't think you could make some of those shots, and they show you how to do it once you get used to it. And there's definitely the ability to go to the woods with like 12 pounds on you.
Yeah.
10 to 12 pounds. So,
and that's another thing I'm excited about. I'm excited for the ATA show, because this year we're going to try to focus really hard on doing a whole lot more live stuff from the ATA, to where we can connect with you guys in real time of things that we are seeing and things that are changing in the industry. So all of these things are up and coming here at the shop and with the podcast. So all that being said, I think we've covered everything that we intended to this evening. We don't want to keep you guys too long, but we do want to tell you that we appreciate you guys tuning in, appreciate you guys sharing. And if you wouldn't mind, do that. Share it this evening, because, being off 3 weeks, there's guys that are probably not tuning in that usually do. So if you wouldn't mind, please click share, because when you do that, you put it in front of a lot more people, and all the time we're trying to grow it. All the time we're trying and making an effort to continue to grow Up for Discussion. So please share it. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the bell. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way, whenever we go live, it lets you know on your phone, hey, Up for Discussion is live. So if you guys wouldn't mind to do that. And also, if you haven't yet, like the Up for Discussion page. There's been a lot of times that I've went to tag people in comments, or people that watch all the time, guys that I see comment all the time. And when I go to tag them in a comment, well, I can't tag them in it because they haven't liked the page. And so make sure that if you haven't yet, you like the page, like Up for Discussion, like the Ultra Products page. Both of those things will keep you in the loop to
That just
where
means hit the thumbs up, right?
That's right. Give
Just
it a
hit that
thumbs
button.
up.
Hit that button.
Yeah. You don't just have to like the actual event, but if you go up to the top, make sure you are following. So
Right on.
And if you are like Lathan and you need me to help you out with all that stuff, bring your phone in. I'll make sure that you're fixed up. So
Yep. I need help with that stuff.
That's right.
I can take the transmission and the engine out of your truck or car and work on it, but I can't sometimes get these phones to cooperate.
And I can barely change my oil, but
that's funny.
Yeah.
It's probably a matter of I have a powerful not want to, and when you don't want to, you don't.
Yeah.
So
mine is powerful. Whenever I was 15 years old, I had a vehicle that got wrecked, and it was my gonna be 16 vehicle. So I spent the entire summer with my dad tearing everything out of a trashed truck
and putting
it in another one. And I think he was learning patience dealing with me, and I was learning how bad mechanic work sucks. So,
yeah, that's right.
That is Up for Discussion this evening. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and as always, we thank you so much for it. Lathan, you got anything you want to tell them before we head out?
We appreciate you. Come see us. Never feel awkward. Ask questions. We'll do the best we can to make you feel comfortable and get you out of here shooting amazing, or get you in a new rig, all those things, and go back and listen to this, because all those things are upcoming. Got shoots coming up.
Absolutely.
Got deer contests coming up.
Absolutely.
Got new stuff in the shop all the time. So
say what?
That's right.
That's
right. So we thank you. We appreciate you. Like it, share it, comment, and come see us.
Come see us. We appreciate it.